Well, let me just bring you up to speed, all right? In the past 1 month alone, I had lost not one, not two, but several of my Facebook business and ad accounts. And this is something that is unprecedented. Hasn't happened before, all right? I had just counted that I had lost a total of 9, all right? 9 business accounts in the past 30 days alone. And this is not an experience unique only to me. This has happened to a lot of other advertisers as well. So if you are in the know about Facebook ads, you might have caught wind that a lot of advertisers got their accounts shut down, even though they've been spending hundreds of thousands of dollars every single month and being compliant as well. All right. And for me personally, this is also a double whammy because in the same month, I also had several of my PayPal accounts shut down as well, which has not happened to me in the last 7 years. I had a pretty much clean record, and if you're thinking like, did I do any launch or anything unusual? No, none of that has happened, all right? And as far as Facebook goes, my ads had been rather compliant. I kind of know the ins and outs pretty much well by now. I know what passes and what doesn't pass. And I think if there's any consolation to it is that none of my mentorship students had experienced this, so thankfully, at least they've got that going for them. But for me, it was a wake-up call because I'm the kind of guy that usually is quite a focused person. I normally spend like 80-90% of my attention on one traffic source, for example. Like before I learned Facebook ads, I was more of a email marketing / affiliate / joint venture kind of guy. So for 13 years and running, I was doing launch after launch, usually just email and recruiting affiliates, all right? And I would say like more than 3 years ago, I realized that business model was not doing well for me. I decided to move to paid advertising because I wanted to be independent from the demands and the whims of my joint venture partners that they think I might owe them something, all right? So I went to Facebook ads, all right? And that did well for me in the long run. Initially, it was quite a bump as well because I was not used to paid advertising. I didn't know what to expect and I was losing money initially. Then I kind of got the hang out of it to the point that I had funnels that are profitable, whether it's webinar, direct to sales page offers. I was even doing seminars and webinars with it as well. And I produced students that are doing quite well or phenomenal with Facebook ads, all right? And then, okay, now I'm not saying that Facebook ads has never shut down my account before. That has happened before, but I had a spotless record for 1.5 years. And then this year, and especially in the last 30 days, things started to get a little bit more crazy. So those of you that are advertising on Facebook, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And I looked at the higher ups, the people that are supposed to be in the know as well, and they were all speculating that it had to do with the US presidential elections. So I mean, you could be advertising in Malaysia or other countries for all you and I care, but to Facebook, doesn't matter, all right? So if you think that there's a conspiracy going on, and now that the US presidential elections is kind of over, I don't see this like really recovering by a lot right now. There's a bit of recovery, but it's not really going up, okay? And for me personally, like I said just now, I've got a double whammy experience. In the same month, I lost my Facebook accounts. That means as far as advertising goes, I got crippled over there. And because PayPal had shut down several of my accounts as well, which again has not happened before. So as far as accepting payment goes, I got crippled there as well. Can you imagine being chopped off both your hands just like that, all right? And this kind of forced me to reassess and reevaluate my business model. And I realized that perhaps I'm actually just over-reliant more than I thought. I'm not as independent as I thought. It was kind of a wake-up call, all right? And that's kind of why I'm recording this video as well, because some of you, maybe that you're watching this, you could be in my shoes right now. Maybe Facebook has shut down your advertisement accounts, even though you've been playing by the rules, all right? Why don't they just disapprove your ad? Why did they go straight shut you down, all right? Maybe some of you had experience with PayPal before that shut down your account as well, even though you may think that you're running an all right business, and I think the worst part is that companies like Facebook and PayPal are kind of like quite douchey in a way. They don't let you know what really went wrong. They just hide behind a very vague acceptable user policy or a very vague advertisement policy and say that we just found that you don't comply by our policies and therefore our decision is final. But they'll just leave you guessing, and that's probably the most frustrating part, all right? So again, if any of you had experienced that before, then you and I are in the same boat, okay? And maybe the reason why I'm recording this video as well is not really to just like vent it all out. Some of you, maybe you can share my frustration as well, but I want to look at this more like, what can you and I do in a position like this where we know that these are big companies. We need them more than they need us. That's the truth. I mean, if Facebook can afford to survive boycotts from big brands like Starbucks, Nike, and all that, which happened a few months ago, you can actually just look it up. All right. I mean, let alone us, right? You can say you spend millions of dollars every single month on advertising, but it's just a drop in the ocean for these guys, all right? So they can afford to make do without us, all right? So if you're running an online business and you're depending entirely on Facebook ads like I was, this might be a wake-up call. You might want to start reevaluating your position, okay? And if you are a newbie, that means you have not looked into Facebook ads just yet. Is this a warning video to say don't do Facebook ads? Well, of course not, all right? I still think that the fact that, like it or not, okay, I mean, despite my frustrations, despite my anger, the truth of the matter is a lot of people are on Facebook, all right? It's still the top 3 platforms or the top 3 websites in the world, okay? So if you want to know how to do paid advertising, Facebook ads is still the first skill that you should learn, because it's a lot easier than YouTube ads or even Google for that matter, that, at least in my opinion or as a marketer. And another thing is that as far as creatives go, you can put images, you can put text, and you can put video as well. So Facebook has a lot more options, okay? And if you get into Facebook, you can also get into Instagram by extension, okay? So if you're a newbie, I still think that you should learn how to do Facebook ads, all right? I mean, despite what I'm telling you, but of course, this comes with a heads up. Consider this a warning. You do not own the platform, all right? They still have the final say, and I'm just sharing my experience with you, all right? So what you want to do is that I mean, no matter how careful you are, like I was as well, like a lot of these advertisers, we have like several accounts, and they still think this kind of thing still happens to us, okay? So what you want to do is that you want to be resourceful, okay? So if you had experienced this shutdowns like what happened to me in the past 30 days, right? And you feel like you've been disabled, you've been crippled by this kind of experience, whether it's Facebook, whether it's PayPal, or any big companies that they just kicked you out and they don't need your business anymore, right? What can you do next? I'm just going to share you 2 words, all right? 2 words. Be resourceful, okay? Be resourceful. So I know it's a little bit hard to accept, especially at a time like this where a lot of people are struggling right now. But I find that the people that are successful, the people that survive and thrive later, are the people that, you know, they get really resourceful. So it's not about the resources that you have, it's about making use of what you already have. So if you already have a mailing list, you want to mail them a little bit more often. Like I did email marketing last time. Doesn't mean I gave up on it. I still do email marketing even to this day. From day 1 to present day, I still do email marketing. So I got a little bit more intensive over there, right? Then I realized that I haven't been that attentive to my personal Facebook profile. Start making offers. And I have used that in recent times to refer students to an online workshop, and I earn some commissions over there, all right? And I'm also, as of the time of this video, I'm looking for speakers for my upcoming online summit. Okay, not really mine, that I'm working with my partner Henry Go as well. And guess what? I used my personal Facebook, all right? So back to you, okay? You might want to start looking at the resources that you have right now. Do you have like any connections, okay? People that you can joint venture with at the moment, people that can promote your offer for a cut, for a commission. And for me to go back to doing joint ventures or looking for affairs to promote was, I would say I was eating back my words, to be very frank with you, because when I left the launch world, I thought I was pretty much done with it, and at that point in time I was quite sick and tired of all these favors and all that. But I have to say that doing paid ads made me realize that I've taken some things for granted as well. But at the same time, this whole experience changed my mindset. It's a paradigm shift, all right? It's not about one method is better than the other. It's more like doing whatever it takes. And when you look at, or rather I would say that when I looked at some of the top marketers, like let's say Russell Brunson, okay, of .com secrets, I realized that he didn't use just one method to promote his offers or market himself. He used a lot of them, all right, or a few of them for the matter. He has leveraged on partnerships, he has leveraged on affiliates, he leveraged on Facebook ads. You can find him pretty much on YouTube as well, and probably a few more places as well, all right? So okay, again, if you are just starting out, of course, I'm not saying you want to be everywhere at the same time right off the bat, because you need to learn one skill at a time. So that's exactly what you want to do, okay? You want to master one skill, then you want to move on to the next. And that's kind of exactly where I'm at right now, because I went from email marketing to doing launches by leveraging on affiliates, and then I went to paid ads, which is Facebook. And I just learned YouTube ads not long ago, and I have to say the results are pretty decent so far. I'm running for an upcoming webinar and one direct to sales page offer, which is slightly above break even at the moment, but I'm really excited at the possibilities. So you can see that this is why you want to be resourceful. You don't want to say that one traffic method is necessarily better than the other. You just got to do whatever it takes. And as far as traffic goes, you eventually want to diversify. So again, if you are a newbie right now, you can start with Facebook ads. But once you get that down, you don't want to rest on your laurels like I did. That was a mistake, all right? And that was a mistake I have repeated again, because when I learned how to do launches by leveraging on affiliates, I had no incentive to learn a new skill, and that was all I did for many years. And then when that thing stopped working, I went to Facebook ads after that. And then here we are right now realizing that this kind of things can happen. Now, doesn't mean I'm going to stop doing Facebook ads. No, of course not. I still have Facebook ads running, okay? But I'm a little bit more careful right now. I'm a little bit more, I think it was an eye-opening experience to show us that Facebook has a final say, or any of these big companies for that matter. And as for PayPal, now I can bitch about PayPal the whole night right now. This is not the first time this has happened to me. The first time it happened to me was like back in 2006, and at that time I was very new to the whole business. I was just 1 year into it. I made like I think about 40,000 American dollars at the time. It was big money. It still is big money, okay? And when PayPal decided to freeze my account for 180 days, I honestly believed at the time I was totally done for. But what I did was that eventually I learned to just open it under a family member's name, and that was fine after that, okay? That was fine for many years until just recently I had several of the accounts shut down, even though some of them were inactive, they had like nothing to do with each other and things like that, all right? But thankfully, today, it's not like what it was 10 to 15 years ago. As far as online payments goes, I would say that we have a lot more choices right now. We've got Stripe that accepts credit cards internationally, and if you're here in Malaysia like me, there's onpay.my, there's ToyPay, there's Odyssey, there's iPay88, and probably quite a number of payment processors that we can choose from, thankfully. All right, so we have quite some choices over there, and I would say again, this had been quite a wake-up call for me. And if any of you are watching this right now, you have been affected in the past 1 month or before this, where you had Facebook shut down your ad accounts, you have maybe PayPal shut down your account as well. They're very notorious for that, okay? I just want to give you the assurance that be strong, you are smart, and be resourceful. And thankfully, there's a lot more resources today than it was back then, okay? So if your Facebook ad account got shut down, like it or not, okay? I mean, it's still very important to advertise on Facebook. Do whatever it takes, okay? If you send an appeal and it didn't work out, try opening another one under a family member's name. Or maybe what you can do is that you can go to Fiverr, just search for Facebook business accounts. Let's see who's, I would say, who's offering a service to open business accounts for like $10 to $30, all right? Which I think is a small price to pay to just get this over with once and for all, or rather for the time being, I would say. I still have some PayPal accounts laying around, but I'm funneling most of my payments to Stripe or local transfer if it's in Malaysia. And the good news is that if you're doing affiliate marketing on platforms like JVZoo or Warrior Plus for that matter, you don't need PayPal, because now they have this e-wallet system that allows you to send the payments to anywhere, whether it's your Payoneer card, whether it's to your Stripe account, or even straight wire to your local bank account. So at least they do bank it to Malaysia for a nominal fee of $10 US, which I think is quite a decent fee. It's not bad. And I have the choice to actually accumulate a threshold to make it worth the wiring as well. Okay, so that's all I want to share with you guys. Just want to bring you up to speed, like where I was. Maybe some of you can relate to the struggle I'm talking about. And I know that I could talk more on Facebook ad accounts getting shut down and the solutions and things like that. But to give you a very short answer right now, if you had that problem happen, appeal, and if it doesn't work out, move on as quickly as possible. If you ask me, I wish I had moved on a little bit faster, but that's my advice for you guys right now. Okay, if any of these things happen to you, move on as quickly as possible so you don't waste valuable time and money and time opportunity. All right, so that's all there is to it. My name is Edmund. You guys take care, and if you like my video, click like. And if you want to stay tuned for any of my future marketing videos as well, I would like to encourage you to subscribe and stay tuned. All right, so here's to your marketing success. Take care.